Hyper 9000's Game Room.
When I first started doing my whole series of 150 SNES game reviews, I stuck by a whole bunch of rules. I only reviewed things that I owned on a real physical SNES cart, that I'd played on a real SNES, and yeah, sure I still use a SNES to play the games while I'm deciding what I think of them, but now I've branched out a little. I've started using an EverDrive so that I can review games I'm struggling to find for a reasonable price, and so that I can review prototypes and fan-made games and hacks. I've been a Metroid fan for a long time. I remember playing not only the Super Nintendo game but also playing Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, and after having sampled both of these, getting my hands on the NES original. When I got my hands on the Game Boy Advance, I got Metroid Fusion as soon as I could and was pleasantly surprised to find that it was, for all intents and purposes, another Super Metroid style game, which was, in my opinion, just as good as Super Metroid. I couldn't believe it. It was like lightning had struck twice, yet many years later I would learn that there are all kinds of Super Metroid hacks, and that some of the best of them are so good in fact that they are practically whole new Metroid titles. Having recently made my YouTube review of Super Metroid, I decided that I would look at one of these fan-made Super Metroid hacks called Hyper Metroid, which I had heard good things about. So to play this game I had to first apply a patch to a ROM of Super Metroid. The patch changed Super Metroid into Hyper Metroid. So a word of warning here, if you plan on playing this game, the best thing you can do is download the patch and the software to apply it, then make a copy of the Super Metroid ROM and apply the patch to the copy and rename this copy Hyper Metroid, so you end up with two different ROMs, an original ROM and a Hyper ROM. Okay, so onto the game itself. They've done a pretty bang up job with this game. It starts up with its own intro cutscene in which Samus talks about having started a family with Adam. Yep, you'll recognise the name if you've played enough Metroid games as being Samus's commanding officer from her time with the Galactic Federation, General Adam Malkovich, as seen in the game Metroid Other M. It's a little funny to find out that in this game he was Samus's lover, especially when his trophy in the Wii U version of Smash describes Samus as viewing him like a father. Still, I guess I won't get into this any further. After all, who wants to kink shame an intergalactic bounty hunter with a missile launching arm? Still, it's obvious that this happiness doesn't last, otherwise there wouldn't be a game. Pirates raid the colony Samus is living on and kill everyone, Adam included, and make Samus miscarry. Yep, it actually uses the word miscarry. If anything so far gives away that this is not an official Nintendo product, then this would be it. Obviously this seriously peeves Samus off and she swears she'll have vengeance. She comes up with a plan to hunt down the pirates, exterminating all of the Metroids apart from one which she will then use as bait to lure the pirates out using an illegal weapons facility. Okay, so this plot's gone a little non-Nintendo, non-PC with the genocide, a miscarriage and using a sentient creature as live bait. If this was canon, I think it'd be about as well received as Other M. Okay, so past the story and onto the game. The intro area is a little bit strange. So you start at the illegal weapons facility, which although looking like the space station from Super Metroid from the outside, inside appears to have been made from scratch. The intro cinematic had been greatly customised. Sure, the animated bits stayed the same, but the words are changed and there are new illustrations. I would definitely give an A+ for effort here. The facility is quite plain, but it does the job. There are plenty of long hallways and some jagged paths to get you practicing your movement and your jumping. Ridley turns up and I start shooting, but then he just seems to sod off. There's no timed escape sequencing like Super Metroid though. Everything just turns red and you basically walk out of there and then you're off to Zebes. Once on Zebes, the surprises and wonder just continue. The map is totally different, the order in which you find things is totally different. It is a whole new game. It has a surprising level of polish for a fan-made hack. And when you see an impressive game and realise that there's a huge studio and piles of money behind it, yeah, it's impressive. But when you see people make something this good, not as a job but as a labour of love, as a love letter to a series which has meant a lot to them, well, that goes beyond impressive. I could talk about the game's sound, its graphics, but a lot of this is built upon Super Metroid, so I'd be retreading the ground of the previous review I've done. Sure, things have been changed, but a good job's been made of altering things to give the game a new flavour without ruining everything. The simple truth is that if you're a hardcore Metroid fan and you need more Metroid, then you could do a heck of a lot worse than giving this game a try. As far as ROM modifications and hacks go, I think this is a pretty strong one. I don't like it as much as the real game, but as a side companion piece, definitely worth a try. I think I'd score this about 8 out of 10. I've only shown early footage so as not to ruin anything for you, because I think the surprise is in playing it yourself and seeing the layout of the map and in what order you get things and the bosses that you get, and I'll just recommend this and leave that to the fans. Okay, this is Kerr9000 signing off. Keep on gaming.